And half the time, the people are out here arguing, getting themselves into trouble, primarily because they're using the wrong name. But you stand using your lawful name, then you come under the right of the age of 25 when you were supposed to be a representative of man, and then you can't, you're not supposed to be under any bondage. Because to be a representative of a man, you cannot be under bondage. Now, a woman has to recheck her voter registration card outright. She does not have a right to vote in this country. She's supposed to be attached to a man. They vote as one. And that goes all the way back into the Bible. I mean, basically, you want to be a Christian, you better start figuring out where you went wrong, because you're not really a Christian. A Christian uses lawful currency, does not use usury. The real Christians in this country are basically, in a lot of cases, the Asians and the Islams, because they're trying to use lawful currency. But the money changers keep going after them, and we keep thinking, we're right behind. We're going to support these money changers, and we're out there destroying our fellow mankind, not knowing anything about money whatsoever.
Patrick, this is Tom. I just got here. I was late. I had to take my son into town, and I started the recording a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay. Now, I want people to really look over that bill of exchange, and if you have any real questions right now, that the best thing to do is sit down and play with it and fill it in. See where the information goes in there. Okay? You have to take your time and learn some of this. But one of the key things is you need to get those EINs. I've been talking about this for a long time, to get that estate EIN and to get that foreign grantor trust EIN. And then to do the Form 56 and 56 over both of those accounts. Also, you should have a UCC-1 in place to where you have claimed these things. Now, on all these documents that you do, and if you've done some in the past, you might have to go back and correct them if you have put down the wrong name. Your name has to be family name first, then your given name, and then your middle name, if you have one.
Well, Patrick, if you have a suffix like junior or third or fourth, where does that go? After the middle name?
That's an add-on, okay? That's a rider at the very end.
Okay, so it goes after the middle names.
Well, whatever, yeah. It goes at the very end. The middle name is going to be the basically the last one in the line. And you should be a Mr. And see, even the court addressed me properly the last time I was in court. They addressed me as Mr. Devine. But I argued with them and said, no, my name is Patrick. But they were right. The court was right. And see, we presume that they're wrong. See, you've got to start opening up your ears. And like I told everybody should watch that movie, Interstate 60. You should also watch the movie Merchant of Venice, especially for the trial. To get a handle on what's going on. Your rights. And everything out here, please stay away from the codes. They will confuse the hell out of you. You want the law of the land? Then go to the Constitution. It's all right there. And most all of it is right in the first or second volume of the statutes at large. Most of it is in 1789 in there. And one of our biggest remedies is under Chapter 5 of Volume 1, Session 1. Chapter 5. It talks about vessels. And that's all that they've done. They've created a financial vessel. But the law that was passed in 1789 still applies. And also, we're still under treaty. And the Articles of Confederation were a treaty out here. So we're protected by treaty law. The Constitution is a charter that we, the people, stand upon to hold the government feet to the fire. But when you get in and argue coded law, you have just put yourself down into their world. You've entered Hades. And basically, once you've done that, it's a hard time to dig yourself back out. There's a lot of movies out here that have been trying to point some of this stuff out. But people have ears that do not hear and eyes that do not see. And that's
Arthur
the problem.
Jones, New Jersey. Pardon me.
Okay, I'm done talking. Go ahead and I'll open it up to questions there, Tom. We'll see what we can come up with.
Hey, Patrick.
Yeah.
This is Ethan from California. I just wanted to say, first off, thanks for everything you've been doing. I've been following you for some time now. I just had a quick question for you. I believe my brother was on a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about his brother and how he did file like a 1099-A and 1040 to get this money back, and that was me. And I was listening to some of the audios you were that you guys had put up last week, and you were saying how now with this new information we should not file any more 1040s or 1041s, and kind of to stay away from these IRS documents. The problem was that when I submitted the 1099s, I submitted two of them. I submitted one for a certain amount, and then I submitted another one. I was wondering, is it possible still to be able to claim the funds from the 1099s that I filed? Is there any way to do that anymore if now we're not supposed to be filing, 1040s or 1041s?
Basically, you turn a bill of exchange into the bankruptcy court after you get your EINs, and but you can make a statement to the IRS that you mistakenly filed those returns.
I see.
You say, okay, I made a mistake. Please forgive me.
Okay.
Pretty simple.
Now,
okay.
Now, in regards to say, like, okay, so now with like bills and stuff, like you were saying, because I'm trying to get rid of some of these bills. Like I have some large student loans and stuff that I'm trying to get rid of. Basically, what you're saying is to simply instead of say like trying to file before like a 1099-C or something, we just return those back up to the proper location once we've done the false registry.
Yeah, you try and get that in. Now, if you don't have your EINs, you can try and put down your Social Security account and file it in that way. But you're going to have to do a Form 56 over the Social Security account and become the fiduciary over that account.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Now,
you won't be able to be the banker of that account, okay? But you'll have to process that up to your guardian, which basically is either going to be through the Attorney General's office or through the bankruptcy court.
Okay. When I had previously on some of your earlier recordings, when you had started talking about getting the EINs for the SS4, I have done that. I have received the EIN, and I am the executor. The problem is when I did it, my name was not corrected on there. So now, like, I am the executor over my SS person, but and it is a decedent, but the name is incorrect. It's my first and my last. So
that's why you could do an affidavit. You correct your name, and you also turn around and you do the Form 56s now filled out properly using the right name. Okay? You can turn around and take the SS4, mark it up, and submit it into Cincinnati and say, I need to have the following changes for the executor for this SS4.
Okay, I see. Okay, perfect. That makes sense.
Then you get as soon as you get your Form 56 and your 56F, and see, when you have your EIN, you become now over the account itself with the Form 56. You're the fiduciary. Now, you have the EIN, and you become the banking fiduciary for that account. Now, and this will come into play when you look at that that International Bill of Exchange, because you will sign as the executor, as the drawer over the drawee. And then you'll sign as the banker per your Form 56F.
I see. So you basically
as the authorized representative there.
And I asked if you wanted some food. I said, we're going to go eat.
So you basically take both roles upon yourself, essentially.
Shower right before I left. You said you were going in the shower. I said, I'm going to go get some food.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you submit these in, and you can send them in. And I tried to make this to where you could either have the money sent to you.
I was going to go get some food, and I asked you if you wanted any.
Yeah, Patrick, can you have Tom mute?
Maybe a different dimension or something.
Please mute out.
Okay, continue, Patrick. What were you saying?
What do you want to eat?
Okay.
Well, you said you were going into the shower, and I turned off this air. Why did you turn it on?
Gosh.
Someone's still talking in the background there. Please mute yourself out.
Oh, I thought it was.
Okay.
Yeah, keep going,
now,
Patrick.
You take the bill, and you can either send it in. You put down the third party that you're going to be making the payment to in that bill.
This is on are you talking about the bill of exchange? You're talking about the international bill?
Yes, the bill of exchange.
Okay.
See, that's all we had to do. Per HR 1491, they took the money away from us. So what did we have to do in exchange? When they send us a bill, we send them a bill back. It's an international bill of exchange. You exchange bills. Now they can set it off against our account.
I'm going to mute everybody with the *8, and then Patrick, could you do a *6 to get back in, and the questioner?
Okay.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me, Tom?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Well, basically you didn't get everybody muted out then.
Well, the woman came back on, I guess, who was talking.
Okay.
Okay,
so
sorry
anyway,
about that. Continue, Pastor.
Yeah. You take that bill of exchange. You look at it. You play with it. Okay?
Uh-huh.
You just don't automatically jump at it and say, I've got my relief right here. You better understand what the hell you're filling in on the thing. And I tried to make it to where it will take care of filling in a lot of the stuff for you, so you only have to enter it one time, and it'll put it in the right appropriate space. But you have to play with it to see what spaces those are tied to. Now, the endorser on it can either be the third party or it can be you as the executor. So basically, you can end up signing all four places on that bill of exchange and submit it into the bankruptcy court for $10,000.
And you don't need a bankruptcy case to do this, right?
No. You go, you're the living. You're sending an executive order into a public servant. See, you use their forms, and you are saying, I am a slave along with you.
I see. So then after you submit it to the bankruptcy court, they then are supposed to go through the whole process of getting it to the like the comptroller and all these different people that are supposed to process this through, essentially.
Have you ever been into the bankruptcy building for your district?
No.
No, never.
Okay. I have. I've been there several times. I've even told the security guards, you know, this is ridiculous. You got this much security here to protect a bunch of nitwits?
Yeah.
Attorneys? Come on. That's ridiculous. There's something else here, isn't there? I said, you've got access to all the accounts, all the computers, right here in this building. It says bankruptcy. So basically, it is a big bank. They're tied into the banking system through the TT&L system. They can go into their computers and basically, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Have your money for you right now.
Okay. All right. Well, I do thank you, Doctor. That's pretty much all the questions I needed to get verified. A lot of your information online is very, very straightforward, and, you know, if you just take the time to, you know, look through it and, you know, do some research, you should really have no problems. But, yeah, I just wanted to, first off, you know, once again, thank you for everything. I've been following you for some time now, and I took it upon myself in the past to try and, you know, I did the 1099As, and I actually did get a response back from the IRS. They actually sent me back like almost $20,000 that I used from the SS, from some of your old material that you were speaking of way like a couple years ago. And some of these things went through. The problem was that after that happened, I, you know, ran into like, they sent me like some frivolous filing forms, and then I kind of got a little shook up over it. And so I've been kind of very hesitant as far as moving forward. I just want to make sure I'm moving forward in the right capacity. And the whole name thing that you here started speaking about here, really.
You know why you got a frivolous filing? You know why you got a frivolous filing? You know what the penalty is for using a false name?
What is the penalty?
$5,000.
$5,000. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what I got.
Yeah.
I got about. Yeah, that's exactly right.
They were telling you with that frivolous filing that you're using the wrong name.
I see. That makes a whole lot more sense now. It does.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, we've been misinterpreting what they've been trying to tell us.
Yeah, because at first, you know, I was trying to wonder why am I getting a frivolous filing fee, but then you just saying that makes so much sense, because all the other explanations that they put out just don't make they just don't make logical sense, you know?
Yeah. No, that's like the whole damn Bible. It don't make any sense unless you start filling the holes in. That's why it's called Holy Bible.
That's true. But thank you, though, Patrick. I do appreciate it. I will be moving forward with this. Once again, I just want to tell everybody out there, for those that kind of are still having second guesses or anything, if I would advise anybody out there to follow Patrick. I've gone through a lot of these other guys like Rod Clack and a lot of these, like, I don't know, David Clarence. All these, they have good material, but they're just not in the right direction. And I honestly believe that you are headed in that path. And you know, we'll just keep moving forward with you, Patrick. So thank you so much.
Okay.
I have a question.
Thank you.
Patrick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question. Now, I think I had called you before. This is Queen Akaya from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Remember I told you I got a frivolous filing from the IRS, and now it's about, because they sent this to me about 3 times. It seemed like the same IRS office in what was it, Kansas, Missouri. Now they sent it one time, because I got this back in 2008, so I didn't know what it really was. Then they sent it in 2010. Now it was like $35,000. Then they sent it again. It was up to $37,000. Now the last time $39,000. So that means I tried to satisfy it 3 times, which I did. Which I said, but I didn't send it to them. I sent it to the Department of Treasury, IRS, in Washington D.C. And now what they did, they attached my disability. They taking money out of my disability.
Yeah.
So what do I have to do to?
Okay. Do you have an EIN for your estate yet?
Yes. What I did, I got my.
Okay. That's all I ask you. I don't want to go any further. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You've got an EIN for your estate. Do you have a foreign? Do you have a foreign grantor trust EIN?
Yes, I got the foreign grantor trust EIN, but I didn't get that.
Okay. Now listen to me.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, please, people, listen. Okay. You can't listen when you're rolling off at the mouth. Okay. I don't need to hear your explanations of half of this stuff. I've heard it too much already. Okay? Now, you want a remedy. I'm trying to give it to you.
Okay.
You do your Form 56 and 56F. But you have to start using the right name.
Okay.
You got the frivolous filing because you were using a wrong name.
Okay.
Okay? You weren't the right person. Okay? So that's why you were making you're coming in as a liar. You were lying about your name.
Okay.
Okay? Now, you do the W-8 and you do the affidavit.
Okay.
Okay, then you take this international bill of exchange. What did they give you? They gave you a bill.
Yes.
What do you give them back? You give them a bill back.
Okay.
And say, set it off from the postal, from my dead person's coffin. Take it out of the treasure chest that's buried in the ground in the postal treasury department.
Okay.
That's all you have to do.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah. You don't argue about this thing. You think this thing through simply. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS.
You're right, Patrick.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Calm down. You're not lost yet. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Once I do all this, then they'll stop taking money out of my disability.
I know. And basically you can turn around and right now you can go to that bankruptcy court with that, what I just said. You can turn around and come in as the executor and file a $10,000 bill of exchange to them. You give them a bill, now they have to give you $10,000 in bills back.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. You're exchanging your bill for some of the dollar bills.
Exactly.
So she submits her bill to the bankruptcy court for her disability payments, and they have to repay her.
No, he basically just put a charge in there for $10,000.
Okay.
This is my executor's fee for this month. I want $10,000.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, but you come in as the executor. You write a cover letter to that court. So you send it to the clerk of the court to process this order to the judge, to the bankruptcy judge.
Okay.
The bankruptcy court got mine today for $10,000.
Oh,
I haven't heard from them yet. I will be hitting them up tomorrow morning. After 3 days, they are in violation of banking law.
Okay.
Because I put it in against my checking account, which basically they have 3 days to pull the funds out of that checking account. They really have, it's supposed to be upon sight. As soon as they see it, they have to transmit that funds to me.
Right.
That's for the law of banking. I will teach these bankruptcy courts about banking if they want me to.
They may need it.
No, I don't think they really do. Okay.
I want to ask you this, Patrick. After I do fill out my 56 and 56F, and do the other thing, I send it to Kansas, Missouri that sent me that bill, or send it back to Washington, D.C., to the Treasury there?
You could send it to your bankruptcy court.
Okay, I do that. Okay.
Yeah. And see, I put a statement on the bottom of that bill of exchange that basically, the concurrence of either the Attorney General or the bankruptcy court.
Exactly. Okay. I do that. I get busy with that. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Listen. My disability.
Yeah, listen to that audio that I did last night. I posted the link up there for it on the site too.
Okay, I'll listen to it tonight. Okay, after the call.
Okay. Patrick, can I ask you about the W-8?
Yeah.
My question is the address that we use. Or the name of the owner is obvious. The family given and middle name. And the permanent address. Should we use the address that's care of the street address, the postal route number, the carrier route number?
You put in parentheses your real address. Okay, which is your post route box number or whatever. Okay.
Okay. So it's care of street address.
And then you put care of the dead man's address, because that's where the postal people will deliver the mail.
Okay. So care of the dead man's address, route number so and so, box number so and so.
Yeah. But care of the street address.
And there's a second mailing address if it's different. We don't need that second mailing address, right?
No.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, next question.
Yeah, Patrick, can you hear me?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, this is George in Seattle. On the SS4s that we need to correct, will they be issuing us new EIN numbers, or will we be keeping the same?
No, we will keep the same one. Okay, you put up there in the block when you send it in, and you just make a notation that you're sending this in only to correct the records for the executor over that account. But you put the EIN up there in the box.
Got it. And as far as the other ones, all right, I got that one. The Church of Rome SS4, we're going to need they're going to issue a new EIN number for that one, right?
I doubt that we get one out of them. Okay. I think we're just going to have to go over there and take a 2x4 to that white pope over there and beat him over the head.
We can get the EIN from the IRS, though, right?
Yeah,
To
but
enforce
see,
it
that's
is a
only
different
for here. See, that's a foreign account.
Right. George, did you catch
Yeah.
my questions on the W-8, which changed the W-8 you gave me?
And see, to get the one out of the Church of Rome, we may have to go to the United States Court of International Trade.
Ah.
The highest court in this land is that United States Court of International Trade. It is the superior court. It's not the Supreme Court, it's the superior court in this country. It stands over the Supreme Court because everything out here operates in commerce or trade. So it has superior jurisdiction. That means that court will also have jurisdiction over that foreign corporation known as the Church of Rome, because it's dealing in international trade.
And if these other entities, like the the bankruptcy court and the state Secretary of State, if they act up, we take them to the same international court?
Yes, we can always go there.
Okay.
But in most cases, you'll first hit your bankruptcy court, then the next one, you will go to the United States Court of Claims, okay? And you do not use any of their banking or their court forms. You come in as the executor, as a sovereign of the land of America, okay? They try and badmouth that word, but basically, when you use it in the right connotation with the right name, you have total right to use that word sovereign. But see, the people that have been using the word sovereign out here, trying to claim sovereign rights and everything, they have been using a false name. So that's why they got in trouble.
I have one more question.
They're a liar.
Go ahead. Yeah. If you already got, if you got your EIN, you got your estate EIN, you got your foreign granted trust EIN, and your W and well, I forgot to correct the SS4 on that. But other than that, is the entombment letter necessary anymore, or?
No. A lot of that was for good learning, okay?
Okay.
A lot of this stuff that I've done out here was all in the learning process to try and get some substantiation, some justification of where we were going, okay, and where we came from, okay, in the process, how they took things away from us.
Right.
So, and basically, you can't just jump in the middle or at the end of the race and say, hey, I ran the whole race.
Someone has this conversation on a speaker, and we're getting feedback. Please mute yourself out.
Okay. Next question.
I have a question.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm new to this site, so last night was my first time on this site. I have a question about the name, so I would put my family name first, but since I'm a woman, it would still be Mr. Last name and then Melissa Marie.
Are you married?
No.
Okay. It would be Mrs.
It would be Miss.
Or Miss.
Okay. Okay.
And
now.
see, do you know anything about the Book of Ruth?
No.
Okay. Every woman should be fully aware of that Book of Ruth.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
In the book of Ruth, a woman is protected by her husband. That's why a woman can never be a judge over a man, because she's under bondage to her husband. And only one who is free of bondage can be a judge. I'm not trying to belittle women or anything like that, okay?
Right.
They're supposed to be the protected ones, the ones that are sitting on the nest, protecting the home front,
Okay.
okay? And the man is supposed to be out there protecting them. So a woman is protected either by her husband, by her dead husband, or by her father. So when you get divorced, you revert back to your father.
Okay. But it's
Do you know what a divorce case is all about?
Yes.
In a settlement? Basically, it is to take and separate your dowry away from your husband.
Okay.
But see, most husbands in this country never claim their wife's dowry.
Okay.
King Solomon did. I don't forget how many wives he had, but basically that's why he got to be as rich as he did, because he married a whole bunch of women and he claimed all their dowries, and then he put them off in a little building off somewhere and kept them happy. Yeah.
Okay.
But he took all their dowry. That's how he became the richest man around.
Okay. All right. And then I have another question, because I've been on other sites. And are we supposed to rescind? I'm off the voter roll. Are we supposed to rescind our voter roll, our 1040s, and our marriage, any contracts we have with the state? And then once we do that, are we still
You will collapse those contracts, but basically you could never have had the right to vote in this country.
Okay.
And see, all these people that you're voting in a corporate world. That's why they gave the women the right to vote, was because they needed more corporate people to vote. They didn't have their 50% men voting for the corporation any longer.
Okay. Okay, so once I collapse, if I was on the voter roll, I collapsed that. I collapsed my marriage. I collapsed the 1040 from the IRS.
This will all come about when you get that EIN,
okay.
And then you take it to the Federal Court of Claims.
Okay.
And basically you order the dissolution and liquidation of the good witch or the bad witch of the West, or whatever the hell, the last one that was in The Wizard of Oz.
And you collapse these entities by first with your UCC1, where you basically outline
you put a claim in. You have
put the claim in, and then you use the nine.
All you do is when you want to collapse this, what do you do at the local bank?
Close the account.
Huh?
Close the account, and that's what the 966 does, right?
Yeah, but how do you close that account?
I haven't closed one in a long time.
Yeah, I don't.
You write a check out for the balance that's in the account.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Oh. Okay.
So you write out a bill of exchange for the full amount that's held in that account and send that off to the Federal Court of Claims.
Okay.
Yeah, but we need the inventory of the account. We need the inventory of the account first.
Right.
Well, we should try and get that, but basically don't worry about it. Get that international bill of exchange in and say, hey, I want to close this account.
Okay.
Full amount.
Now, how about Social Security? Are we using the Social Security, or we don't do anything with our Social Security? I'm on Social Security, so will this affect my Social Security with anything that I'm doing?
Yes,
here?
it's going to totally collapse it. Okay, so you're going to get 25, 50, 100, 1,000 times more money out of that account than you know what to do with.
I understand that, but I just want, because I want to make sure before I do any of this that I know
Well,
what I'm doing.
then, basically, the first thing you need to do is to do a $10,000 withdrawal by way of your local bankruptcy court.
Right. That's a proof
Read
of principle.
Title 28 USC 1346.
Got that. Can you repeat that one more time?
Title 28
Title
USC 1346.
1346.
Yesterday, he sent a copy of it today.
Okay, withdrawal.
And see, that one you can draw $10,000 out of the local bankruptcy court and also settle all your bills. You can even go down and do a bill of exchange to buy a new vehicle. You get the invoice, and basically you attach that with this international bill exchange and send it in there, and then have them send the money to the third party. You have them, the dealership, put in their third-party bank information.
Okay. So once I collapse the Social Security and then I do my local bankruptcy for $10,000, you said every 7
No.
What? Okay.
You
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
run to your medicine cabinet and go get a cotton swab and clean your ears out because you're not hearing what the hell I'm saying.
Right, I'm not. That's why I'm asking
No.
you the question again.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Ignorant, man.
Yeah. You're thinking while you're supposed to be listening. Okay? That's the problem that most people in this country have. They were piss poor students in high school.
I was a
They
very
were
good student, but
daydreamers.
I'm asking a question because I want to get it right. That's
Hey.
and no question is a stupid question.
That's right.
I just need to get
No,
it right.
but I'm trying to get you to start thinking along the right way,
right.
to clear your head.
I'm trying to get
Okay.
my head clear.
Okay?
That's
But
why I
you can't,
repeated
you
it.
can't clear it if you're running off the mouth.
But I wasn't.
Okay? You just were. Okay?
Oh, man.
You weren't hearing a damn thing that I said while you were talking. Okay? I have this problem with my sisters and my mom all the time. Okay? So I know the damn scenario.
Okay.
Okay? Now, you turn around, you've got your EINs, you do your Form 56 and 56F, you send those Form 56s up to your AIQ office, your local IRS office. You also send a copy to where, if you were doing a 1040 form, you would send a copy of the Form 56 out to that IRS office, but you also have to send a copy of the Form 56F down to Austin, Texas. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The document is up there addressing that, where to send documents to begin with 5 up there on the site.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you've got those sent out. Now you do your W-8 item, and basically you list your 2 accounts, your estate EIN and your foreign grantor EIN, your checking and your savings account. That's all that they are.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But they're held at a state or United States Treasury Department postal bank.
Okay.
Postal, because these accounts are dead people, dead entities, fictions. Now, we turn around and you have to do your affidavit to get your name correct.
Okay.
Okay? You sign and seal that. You use your 2 right and left index fingers as your witnesses,
Okay.
because you are witnessing your boundary, your grounds of dominion. Now, I just said grounds of dominion. Take the first letter out of each one of those words. What do you get? You get G-O-D, God.
God. Yep.
Okay? Now you know who God is. You are.
Yeah.
Okay?
I already knew that. Yes.
Okay. Now, you have that. You basically put a 3-cent stamp up on the top corner. You do a registered mail label, and you're sending that right back to yourself. But you don't have to put it in the mail. You just basically hand it over from the postman to the delivery man, right in your own post office. So now you have it. You scan a copy of that. You keep that in your file, and you always scan a copy of these documents so that you can always revert back and print another copy out if you need one.
Okay.
Okay? You send the wedding signature for the Form 56 out to the appropriate place that says they want them. But you keep a copy on your scan machine. The W-8 form, you keep the wedding signature, but you can hand that out to anybody that you want to, stating that you are identifying your foreign status.
Okay.
Now, with the affidavit, basically you send that out because basically that is your new signature card of authorization over these accounts.
Oh, okay.
Just like at the regular bank. You have to have a signature card on file.
Okay.
To be able to access these accounts. Now, you take a copy of the appropriate, you fill out the International Bill of Exchange using either account. I would strongly recommend using the foreign grantor account because that one is not susceptible to probate.
Okay.
As much as the Social Security account is. See, probate, even at your local bank.
And we are going through Cincinnati to get that EIN for that, right?
They have to probate the savings account because the savings account has bonds and other insurance items written against it. So you have to take it into probate, that savings account. That's why you can't get your funds out of the savings account right now. But if you have a non-interest-bearing checking account and you go into the bank, they have to give you your funds right now.
Okay.
And we're acquiring the EIN for that through Cincinnati, correct?
Yeah, basically, I think they moved the international out of Philadelphia. Everything's down to Cincinnati primarily now.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea why they did that? Like,
basically because they're ready to take this damn country down. I mean, if you can't see the writing on the wall of what's going on, your eyes aren't open.
And you said last night that we probably have less than 6 months or about 6 months before they do that.
I would say probably 6 months, okay?
So we need to get all this done before that.
Well, you need to try and get as much as you can get done, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And try and help other people,
Yes,
okay?
I'm doing that. That's why I repeated it back to you. I wasn't not listening. I was just repeating it back to you so I got it right because I don't want to give off wrong information. But I appreciate what you're doing and I appreciate the time you're taking. So thank you for answering my questions.
Okay. And see, then after you get that International Bill of Exchange, you have your W-8, you have your affidavit, and you have your Form 56s. You write a cover letter to the clerk of the court as an executive order ordering her to have this item processed over to the bankruptcy court judge so that it can be processed.
Okay.
And then you put it in the mail, you send it out certified. And that is the number that you put on your bill of exchange. That is the draft number, is the certification mailing number.
Okay. Now, are you going to, at the end, give out a number to where we can replay all of your information that you gave tonight so we can go
Tom
over it?
will put this on, send out an email tomorrow with the link for the audio, and then I'll try and see if I can cut it down. I'm still working on last week's, getting it streamlined down, and then I'll post that on the group if I've got enough space.
Okay.
I'm going to have to probably delete some more files or something.
All right.
Is that why you're
I
deleting
appreciate
files? I've had that question several times this week. People calling me saying they can't find files that were there. And I noticed that some files that you had in multiple places, you had deleted some.
Yeah. Okay, I deleted some files, so basically only the files that are up there, okay? And basically one of the other problems is that people don't know how to download a file. You do not click on the file and open it up with your web browser. You download it first. You go right-click, Save As.
Right.
To your computer, okay? If you don't have enough space on your computer, try and go in there and get rid of some of the garbage that you've accumulated over the years.
Or get an external drive.
Patrick, I'm going to mute out, but I want to thank you. I appreciate your time and the fact that you answered my question. Thank you.
Even though I'm sort of a jerk?
Yes, a little bit. That's okay. That's okay.
Well, I understand what Patrick is saying. When people get very eager with their questions, they don't let him finish the answer.
Well,
because you think of questions while he's answering, and it does. But let him finish the sentence.
Well, I was also trying to save time so other people can ask questions. I'm a quick person. I get in and I get out. So that's
okay.
Thank you.
Okay, next question.
Okay, let's go do it, Korea. Where's the instructions?
Who said read the instructions? Any more questions?
Yes. So you're saying, Patrick, that that we can withdraw the $10,000. Do we have to have the EIN numbers in place first?
It is very, okay, you want to do this right, do it right, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I know a lot of people are out here in a hurry to try and get a quick fix. It's best to do it right because, say they do give you $10,000, and then basically you're not going to finish the process. I want you to come out of the system.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Perfect example of this is to watch that movie, Interstate 60, and in the movie, see what the woman does when she goes into this one town. Keep that in mind when you get to that section. And see, that's what a lot of people do.
Okay.
I won't go into any more detail in it. But basically, that was an outstanding movie.
I'm downloading it right now.
Okay.
Hey, Patrick, you mentioned write a cover letter to the clerk of the court to have international bill.
What was that?
Someone has listening to this on speakers. Please turn it off.
Your question came in garbled.
You were saying that write a cover letter to the clerk of the court to have the international bill of exchange processed through who?
To the judge.
The bankruptcy judge.
Yeah. Either to the bankruptcy judge. See, you're coming in as the executor, okay? You're standing as the master over the slaves, the servants, the public servants. So you give an order to that clerk of the court to have this item that you're submitting in delivered to the judge. And then the judge is to process your order. It's just like you go down to McDonald's, okay? You place an order at the window, and then basically the people in the back, the cook and everything, fulfills the order. The cook is the judge. See, we make this thing so damn complicated. It's really pretty damn simple. Of course, the judge wants to think that he's high and mighty and everything, but he's He's just a piece of shit.
By the way, I want to let everybody know about the bills, sending the bills to your state treasurer. I sent mine in, and my lights are supposed to be off right now, according to the letter that they sent me, but they're not. So if you got bills, send them in to that treasurer.
Yeah, either get them in there or send them in, process them through the Attorney General. And now, when we come in, and especially if you're using the right name, you come in as, like in the state of Iowa here, it's still on treaty that a living individual is a sovereign of the state when they reach the age of 25.
You said it's still on the treaty? Is that what you said?
That was under treaty when the state of Iowa became a state. Okay?
Oh, okay.
In a lot of cases, these are still under treaty. But see, people have been going in and arguing the wrong law. They've been getting away from treaty law, which is the highest law out there. The Articles of Confederation are a treaty. They're still in effect.
And where would we find these treaties for each individual state?
You'd have to look for them, basically, back in the records. But basically, you don't need to, okay? You just, basically, in most cases, you just have to know the law of the Bible, the law of the land, common sense. Okay?
Patrick, this is Venus again. I have a question for you. My husband and I have done quite a lot of stuff in the past 3 years, and I don't want to take up a bunch of your time trying to explain to you the stuff we've done, but I was wondering if maybe sometime in the near future, if I could get in contact with you so that I make sure, we want to make sure that, just like anybody else, when we do it right, but we've already done so much stuff. Could I call you sometime soon?
Yeah, very, very soon, basically, if you want to call me tomorrow, because as soon as I get some money out here, I'm probably going to take off for a while.
You deserve it.
I'm totally burned out. I've given you the damn answer, okay? This is the answer, flat out. It's nothing but a damn bank. Throw most of the garbage away that you've done in the past. I have tables. I have boxes. I have gone through, I don't know how many boxes of paper. I would say probably 100 ink cartridges, about 3 printers, about 4 computers over the last 10 years in this process. I literally destroy them. I don't let them sleep in this process. But it all came down to something very simple. First shall be last. Last shall be first. Right out of the Bible.
UCC, correct?
Huh?
On the UCC, under the secure party name, you did it in that order, right? But not
in the past, I dropped off my last name. Okay, I'm not going to go back in and try and correct my UCC right now. Okay, I've made a claim. I say that I have UCCs on file. I'm not going to tell them that I have them on file with the wrong last name. I'm not even going to give them the UCC number. If they want it, basically, then they can come and ask me. But at least I've got them asking me now. Okay? Otherwise, I'm coming in as the executor, and I'm giving them an order. I'm using my right name. I have the right to make a claim when I use the right name. That judge, guess what? What name are they using?
The wrong one.
That's right. You can file a charge against them for using a fraudulent name holding a government office.
They're impersonating a government official.
Right.
As a living individual. Yeah, under a false name.
Okay, well, I understand you're kind of frustrated because I am
No, I'm just
too.
trying to tell you, basically, forget most of the shit you've done. It was wrong. I hate to tell you that, but it was wrong.
Well, when I call you tomorrow, I'll do my best to make it short.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Talk to you tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Patrick.
Okay. Anybody else?
Okay, any more questions?
Patrick, this is Phil.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a question about things like driver's license and voter registration. You mentioned that, the women they don't have a right to vote and all that. What about the guys? Do I need to
basically, if you're under 21, you don't have a right to vote either.
Okay, I'm over 21, so do I need to get rid of my voter registration card and rescind that contract?
Yeah, basically if you're going to collapse this, because see, that voter registration card is tied to your savings account. So when you collapse that postal savings account, you're going to collapse all the licenses, all the certificates, all these other documents that are tied to that savings account.
That also lists me as a U.S. citizen.
You're a fictional person. Okay, here's one for you. Okay? Is it U.S. citizen or is it U.S. citizenship?
Okay.
Citizen.
Well, I know on the voter registration you declare that you're a U.S. citizen.
But
I'm not sure
they always talk about it being a U.S. citizenship.
Yeah, they do.
Do you have a U.S. citizenship?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I guess I have declared that.
Yeah, and see, but listen, okay? Citizenship. Why did they put the word ship behind citizen?
Admiralty.
No, because they had to make it a financial vessel.
Okay.
A dead man's financial vessel. And then it got under, basically, the laws of maritime, of operating in the seas of commercial commerce, riding the waves of interest rate, the crest and troughs of interest rates that go up and down.
Okay.
Okay? And see, that's what, when they made that a ship, a financial ship, that reverted that right back to Chapter 5 of the Constitution in Volume 1, Section 1, Chapter 5.
Statutes at large.
Yes, statutes at large, and basically read those 40 sections. And basically, you have a right under Section 10 and 11 to come in and demand a manifest of the cargo of that ship. But you have to do it under the right name.
Right, and I read those documents on your site.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll revisit those. So basically what I need to do with the voter registration, the driver's license, and all that is rescind the contract.
You don't even need to worry about them right now. Basically, just let them take care of themselves. When you collapse the savings account, all of those items will be liquidated in the process.
Okay.
See, let the servants do their damn job. You come in and order that savings account to be closed.
Okay.
They have to probate everything that's attached to that savings account.
And that's done through the 56 and 56F. Is that correct?
That is done by putting a international bill of exchange saying, I want the full value. Here's my bill. I want the full value that is sitting in that savings account.
Okay.
And you submit that into the United States Court of Claims. But you do it in the private by going to the clerk of the court with an executive order to have this handed over to the judge. And you have to use your right name. If you use the wrong name, you're making a false claim.
Understood.
Okay.
That's a huge revelation. And I was talking to a friend of mine earlier about that. When you were a kid and you were in school, it was always last name first. And even on my driver's license, it's last name first.
The phone book.
But is the last name first, okay? When you filled out the form, really on your driver's license, your individual name should be on the first line. Same thing with your passport. Are you trying to claim an inheritance with that driver's license or with that passport? No. You're operating as the individual in that capacity. So the last name, which should be your given name, should be on the first line on that passport.
Okay.
And you shouldn't need to have a driver's license. You might need to have a state ID or state ID. You don't need to have a license because you're not operating in commerce.
Exactly, and I've done a lot of research into that and have been to court on it. And didn't press the issue. I just went ahead and got the new license just because I wanted to do some more research and learn more.
And you resend it now when you have your right name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go
up to the DOT and say, I want a driver's license in this name. Family name is my first name. Middle name will stay the same, and my last name is this.
Okay.
I don't have a Social Security number. Do you think they're going to give you a driver's license? Hell no. Because you're a sovereign.
The first thing they ask you is, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yeah, you're not a U.S. citizen. And basically you can give them even into that court. Basically, all these courts are nothing but banking settlement courts. You give them your W-8B or W-8 form that says you are a foreign status and that you are not a U.S. citizen, and that you are exempt. That's the three questions on there. No, no, yes.
Which W-8 form should I use?
The one that I posted up on the site.
Okay. I'll revisit that.
It's just a half a page document. And I wouldn't use the W-8BN IMY because basically, in most cases, people that fill those out are going to screw them up. And it's to use those, you're prone to basically put yourself right back into their system because you screwed it up somehow.
I also noticed in the W-8 on the IRS website that you don't have to use their forms. You can make your own W-8 forms.
Yeah.
And apply your own rules. How does that work?
But basically, you look at the W-8 that I have up there, okay? This is one that basically hasn't been published on their website for about 10 to 15 years.
Okay.
It's it was from 2000 or 1990 or something like that.
I'm looking at your site, Patrick, and I've been trying to find that W-8 form. Where would it be exactly in this file?
It's probably in the last folder, okay? And then you go to the last folder, and it's in zip file part number 1.
In the Who Are You? That's the last folder you have.
No, that's not the last folder. The last one is basically the flow chart.
Taking control.
Taking control flow chart.
Okay, sorry, I got that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. It's in the last zip file, number 5.
It's in zip file part 1, I think it is. There's 5. Yeah, there's 5 zip files that have numbers behind them, and I tried to lay those out as the flow chart, but I've been adding a few new files to that folder.
Now, I downloaded those zips, but I was only able to complete 4 and 5. It wouldn't do 1 through 3 for me.
Well, basically, try it again. Turn off the computer, reboot it, and try it again.
A lot of time what happens when you try to download a file off of Yahoo is that if you aren't signed in, if the cookie isn't set to Yahoo, when you click the link in the email, you actually don't get the file. What you actually download is the login page. So you tend to get a lot of crap that way. So what you need to do before, if you're having any trouble with files, bring up Yahoo in a separate window, log into Yahoo, and get to the groups. I find the easiest way to do it is to go to the files section of the group, and make sure you're logged into the group, and then the links in the email will work better.
Doesn't it automatically log me into the group? I go there.
Oh no. Yahoo's all screwed up, and if you're not logged in, you get all kinds of garbage.
Well, it says that I'm still learning this whole web thing, but it says that, has my name at the top. I'm on the group page right now.
Just make sure you do a right click and save as.
Okay.
Right. Page will time out, and what you need to do is just refresh the page, and then you'll click on
just
files.
try it again. Try it again, and right click and save as. Okay?
And the Form 8 is in zip file number 2.
It says save target as. That's the only one I get when I right click it. It's save target
Okay,
as.
enough discussion on this. Just try it again. Okay? Next question.
Patrick, this is Luisa. Can you please submit your website? I'm doing in the
Hang on, I can't hear you.
Yeah, there are people dropping out of the call, and we get the dings.
Yes, I was asking about your website. How can I get into your files and all that?
You have to join the group.
Join the group. That way, I go to yahoo.com.
You go to yahoo.com. You go to yahoo.com. You go to groups, and then you do a search for We the People, all one word, _ shareholders.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I have a question, Patrick. I'm in the state of Pennsylvania, okay? So my state capital of the Treasury Department it wouldn't be in Pennsylvania. You said it'd be somewhere else.
It'd probably be in Harrisburg.
Oh, okay.
It's in your state capital.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I want you to think about the word capital. A-L. It ends in A-L. A capital is what a bank holds, his capital. The seat of government just happens to be where the bank is located in your state, the capital. The postal treasury of the state is in the capital. And then the seat of government just happens to be in the same location. Okay.
Okay.
Next question.
More questions? Is that it? If everybody's full and happy and knowledgeable?
Yeah, I think so. And then I think if they listen to that audio that I did last night, they'll pick up a bunch of stuff there, and then a bunch of the new ones. They should go back and listen to the other audios that have been posted up there. But take a break and go watch that movie, Interstate 60.
Good.
Relax a little, okay? Let your mind see something a little different and basically try and analyze that movie for what it really is telling you.
Okay?
Okay.
We ready to wrap up, guys?
Yeah, wrap it up.
Patrick, thank you very
okay.
much.
Thank you very much. Yes, Patrick, and thank you everybody too.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you later.
Thank you,
Okay,
Patrick.
Yeah, bye.
Appreciate you, Patrick. Thanks. You too, Tom. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nice.